All right, welcome back to the show. Our next guest is Dr. Augustine Onwumere. He is chairman P1 Group, but also a man who wears different hats, chairman of the P1 Group into real estate. He's also a man who has demonstrated the highest level of motivation, of course, strong ability to perform effectively within a high-pressured environment. He's a dynamic leader, both in real estate and in different parts and spheres of endeavor. Welcome to the show, sir. Good to have you on board. Because it's usually when you have someone who has so many sides and parts, you always wonder what side, what aspect do we profile and all that. But there's just something that's really interesting about what was said here is a young man who turned away from his father's affluence to build from scratch. That really gets me at the age of and squatted in 13th place. That's usually a catch most times when people hear stories like that. And why did you decide to do that? Because that's almost like a proverbial child who left so much for nothing. Why did you do that? Why?
I wanted to be successful by myself. And I wanted to see if I can make it like what I want to teach other young people that they should do. You don't have to always wait for what your parents can give you. The best your parents can give you is that school training, that legacy of passing through the four walls of a school, going to university and coming out. It's good to be able to do something by yourself, start a business by yourself, learn on the job, learn on the business, and get other people involved.
Okay, because the topic was youth empowerment and entrepreneurship. How can young people really evolve in society? Because looking at what is going on, a lot of young people are not engaged, and they say there are no job opportunities, and there's no one giving them opportunities. So in your line of work, I know you've come across a lot of young people who are employed under your various companies.
Yes. Before the employment, I was once on the streets looking for something to do. And I want to tell a young person from 19 to as much as 60 years, I consider them young, to know that you don't have to have all the money in the world. You don't have to have that tens of millions to start a business. What you need is an idea and a system that works. For instance, every young person today is actually, there are tens and millions of people looking for a job, but I want that thing to erase from their mind. To make money or to make a living, you have to have something that adds value that you give to other people, either online or offline, deliver it with integrity to make some money for yourself. There is nobody alive today that doesn't need money. Nobody needs to be told that. So what am I saying? You could be a lover of wristwatches. You could be a lover of jackets. And you have importers, people that bring these things in, for instance, in Lagos Island. A young person not doing anything, no job for the past 3 years, 5 years. And you have a flair for these two things. Could be for sneakers. You could go to where they sell these things. Make friends with the people. With the power of the social media today, you can take pictures of these things, edit them with your price and your business name in view, and begin to promote it on Instagram, on Facebook, and what have you. And you find out that you have started creating a platform, a business platform for people to buy things from you and get value from things you are selling to them. Like I always say, sales is life and life is selling. You must sell something, either a service or a product. And that's what you're even doing, working for a company. If you're working for an organization today, you are rendering your experience, your resources to the company for a take-home pay at the end of the month. So it's the same thing you do when you are not in a job and you are rendering value of whatever it is to anybody, to people, to get payment to yourself.
And even in the conversation of how a lot of entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, can get access to funds, there's always that question of, oh, I'm not connected, I do not have any wealthy person, I have this small person, I'm trying to scale up my business. Those are usually some of the challenges. How are you able to kind of just put these young people on the right path? What advice do you have for young people in that?
Wanting to get grants or loans to start a business should not be the order of the day. I feel if you have a passion that needs financing, that there is a springboard with which you can get financing by rendering or by becoming part of a system that pays affiliate commissions in which you can save up and start your passion in future. Waiting for grants in this part of the world is very difficult. Waiting for loans or help, it doesn't come all the time. When it comes, for instance, when there was a time that sometime last year, the government wanted to give out money to the public, and their website was jammed because everybody wanted to be there. You can't. It's only a few people that will get it. So I feel people should create ideas, build on their ideas, and look for a system that pays them for what they know how to do. Or, like I said in the beginning, start selling some items to people online or offline, raise some funds, and go back to your passion.
Well, when you look at the economy, it doesn't help people to really become entrepreneurs, because it's like the system is designed against a lot of entrepreneurs. See entrepreneurs in 10 years struggling to stay afloat of business. So because of your wealth of experience, how are you able to really advise them to stay the course?
If you focus light on a piece of paper with a convex lens for enough time, that paper will catch fire. You see, if you find a system that is working, all you need to do is to be consistent with what you do. For instance, the platform I run, we educate people every week for the past 10 years,
Wow.
free of charge. And it has grown so much that we have over 200,000 members nationwide in 22 states.
Wow.
It's backed by real estate, but we have left real estate, which is land and building sales, and have gone through entrepreneurship, creating different topics and different training, and bringing resource people to train people, because we understand you cannot go wrong with training, just like you can't go wrong with real estate. So we create affiliation to us that helps people to earn incredible amounts, unbelievable amounts, that as a leaver from a graduate from university, you may not be able to get the kind of funds you get from the system we have created, called P1.
Oh, okay. I've heard of P1. Then part of helping you, this is quite interesting. You took up 2 your talented musicians and signed them up as a label and paid for their songs. I mean, that's quite amazing.
Yes.
Where did you discover this talent?
Okay, one of them was from my church. He was invited to come and speak. His name is Paul Singer. You know, we lost one ministration, and I saw that this guy has talent. And I asked the pastor, please, I need to see this guy. And that was last 2 years. Today, he's coming out big very soon. And the other guy too, is coming out big. Now, what do I see? I see people waiting for money, when in fact, there is opportunity everywhere. Not money, but opportunity that can generate income. So I signed them up because I see they have skills that the world needs to hear about.
Okay. So you have a record label?
Yeah, Ojamak Records.
Wow.
It's coming up too. It's 2 years old.
Nice. So what are the plans for the label? Is it strictly gospel, or is it
strictly gospel?
Okay.
Yes.
Because when it comes to the way entertainment is in Nigeria, a lot of young people are not tilting towards gospel, they're tilting towards general music. So is there a plan to diversify, or you just want to strictly focus on gospel
we
music?
may change to the general music, but what we are starting with is the gospel.
The gospel part. Okay. How can we really inspire young people to really achieve more of their dreams? And why are you so passionate about the young people?
I'm passionate about young people because I made my first million when I was less than 30 years.
Okay.
I had workers under me. Even up till now, I am employing 861 people nationwide. You know, but I started employing people when I didn't even know where my future was taking me. As far back as 2001, 2002. Maybe I share that short story. I started a dry cleaning business, but I don't have the experience of dry cleaning business. It was on number 6 in Laje Road, Bariga. I just had a shop that was paying 5,000 naira a month, and I got a table, and I go out and meet people who have dirty clothes to wash. And I met my dry cleaner. At that time, he was doing it for me at 120 naira. That's for a shirt, and I was doing it for 180 or so. So I had a margin. So I was taking people's clothes, and delivering to them when my dry cleaner does the laundry. You won't believe, I had to employ up to 11 people. And we're paying them as much as 30,000 naira as far back as then. Just by having a space and being able to go out. I printed my own stickers, got my own nylons, you know, and I was doing business. Value.
True.
Render value and you make money.
What do you think of the shortcut process, especially with social media, and of course a lot of young people are looking to either jackpot or just blow instantly? Nobody really wants to go through that process of hard work anymore. When they listen to you, say, oh, that was in this time, in our time, the quick money, everybody by 25 and 30. I mean, you've blown already.
You don't have to do anything shortcut, anything bad to become a multi-millionaire. You don't have to. Who is a millionaire? A millionaire is somebody that has counted ₦1 million. It doesn't have to be instant. It can be over 6 months. It can be over 1 year. That's what a millionaire is. And if you look at yourself and everybody listening to me now, most of you are millionaires. Most of you have become millionaires without knowing it. Okay, several years ago, a mechanic told me, Oga, do you know that you have made millions without knowing it? He said I should calculate how much do I spend for breakfast, how much do I spend for lunch, how much do I spend for transportation. And if you cross through it, you will see that maybe 6 months, 8 months, you have passed $1 million. You're a millionaire.
Nice, nice. Okay.
Yes.
That's quite
Yes.
impressive.
So there's nothing like overnight success. It hits the rock. What is and what will work is system, a process. We are human beings. I have a vision. I have a breathing system. I have a skin that can feel touch. All these things come together to form a system, a body system that is working. So if you want to have an income, you have to have a system. You have to have a process that is defined from beginning to the end.
Okay. And you also have a radio show where you regularly advise and motivate young people.
Yes.
And because of this passion for what is the future of this show, is there something you're looking to do? I mean, apart from even your label, other things you're going to be doing, you know, with young people? Because it's rare to see someone who's established in business like this to really be passionate and want to pick up and help young people. They just will not share, you know, tips and information.
Yes, I passed through the bad side of my life to the very good side of life. I live on the A-class version of Nigerian living. You understand? And I know that a lot of people are down there looking for the same process that I passed through and wanting to pass through it. So I went on air, and it's been there for 2018 to now, you know, to talk to people from my heart. I go through the pains of paying for it, to talk to people, have a social media that is very active, Mr. Empowerment, on Instagram and on Facebook.ng, where people can connect with me, where I can talk to them, where my people, my office, Mr. Empowerment's office, can talk to them, can help them connect. And sometimes we have free seminars that we used to welcome people on the platform. They meet me one-on-one, and I talk to them. And it's normally filled up.
Wow. So how did you even come about the name Mr. Empowerment?
My wife gave it to me.
I was going to say.
I was going to call myself Oga Landlord.
Oh, okay, that would have been more interesting because that
somebody's already
sounds
bearing
more
the name.
real estate-ish.
Somebody's already bearing the name. So she stopped me and said, no, that was 2018. Make it Mr. Empowerment, because I've been empowering a lot of people. And if you must know this, I'm not supposed to say this, but I'll do it. I have a lot of people under my payroll that are really not doing anything for me. Because they come all the time to disturb me for cash. Okay. So I put you on 30, I put you on 50, I put you on 40. That's people that are less privileged. But I make them come for my trainings so that I can use time to make them understand it's not about the money. It's not about you. It's about what I can do for you. And because before you know it, I change their mind, their paradigm. I change their mind and make them do what? Do the right thing, sell something. We have products we can sell. Educate them and let them be free.
Nice, nice. Then before we even just, you know, the place of multiple streams of income, and you are very vast in that. You've been able to, like, from when you said, started out laundry, you have real estate, you have a show. How can young people, because a lot of young people sometimes try to merge multiple streams of income, but they've not been able to hit it.
You see, our schools don't teach people how to run businesses. Our schools teach people to come to school, graduate, and work for an organization. We have to start changing that by planting ambassadors in schools, which is one of the programs I'm running now. Mr. Empowerment internship program. Nice. I have it in Nekede, I have it in Owerri. I'm starting one in Mapoli. Wow. I'm employing two young people who are in school. Train them, they come to Lagos, I house them, I train them, I send them back to go and be talking to students. By gathering students in a hall, I send people to join them to help them. They teach them what to do. A lot of people need to know that going to school does not give a guarantee for a secured future. You have to come out to do something for yourself. That's why entrepreneurship, which took Singapore to where it is, which took China to where it is today, should be imbibed in this country, Nigeria, so that we can come back to become the elephant of Africa that we are.
Wow. Thank you so much. You shared so much knowledge, and of course, I don't know if you have any more tips or advice to share to a lot of young people who are just really trying to want to do stuff like what you're doing, who want to scale up in business, because the way it is now with inflation, with the rates, A lot of people want to. What do you also think of that? The Jackpot, people want to leave Nigeria. Do you advise?
You want to live in Nigeria?
Young people.
You are missing it.
Okay.
You are missing it.
What do you think?
Apart from having the regular lights, the good roads, which we find in US and Ghana and the rest of the countries, we have a gold mine here. Just look at real estate. I've just been doing this since 2012 to today, 9 years plus. And I've crossed from being a millionaire to being a billionaire with employment of over 800 people. And offices spread across 82 locations in 22 states in the country because I tapped the gold mine called real estate. There is farming. I'm even moving towards it. Max Farms Limited. You understand? There is farming. There is a lot of things we can do here. If you're going out there, you're going to go and wash dishes or work in supermarkets. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad. If that's what you want, you can. But right here, forget about the unfavorable conditions around and focus on the opportunities on the land. There is a lot of. In fact, white people want to come into Nigeria
I was having
to
a conversation
take from
with
us.
someone.
They want to come and take from us.
And he said he wanted to come back, and I was like, okay, he's lived abroad for so long. I said, you want to come back when people are desperately trying to leave the country? So that's something to think about.
And we also have to pray for our nation all the time. Our knees have to be on the ground praying for our nation, because I believe there is something there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your wealth of knowledge and, of course, tips for young people. What final tips do you have for young people going forward? Three important things you've learned from business that they can apply in their life.
Read books, attend seminars, get involved with something that is resourceful, something that will make you a better person. Okay. And apply it. I do a lot of reading.
What's your favorite book to read? Maybe I'll start reading that book now.
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay.
Please read it.
I've read it.
Robert Kiyosaki. Rich Dad Poor Dad and The Richest Man in Babylon. I use everything in those two books.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience and knowledge. Of course, we'll take another break, and don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.